Kathryn, it's been quite a rally thus far. Is it going to be one of those situations where now marks the opportunity maybe to exit some of those long positions, or do you think there is more still to come?
Hey, if you're happy with double-digit returns over the past month, then sure, you can certainly take some coins off the table. But what I would say is this, Guy. We have cabinet nominations coming up. We have pension reform. If he gets pension reform through, that will be another leg up for asset prices. I think that there's more rally ahead of us.
Parliament is A, powerful, and B, divided. So actually, how much will he get done on that front, do you think?
But actually, in the first round, he picked up quite a few seats in Congress. So I would say that Bolsonaro certainly, Guy, has a mandate. This is clearly a mandate. I would call this a landslide victory. The PT was really crushed, both in the presidential elections as well in the Congress. So yes, there certainly will continue to be opposition, but I would say that pension reform gets through, and I would think that he would likely cut the public sector bloat. He's talking about 29 ministries to 15. Yes, there were 29 ministries, or there are 29 ministries in Brazil. And I think he is going to gun for some debt sustainability, which is bringing the deficit in line.
Kathryn, almost a third of Brazilians either didn't vote or spoiled their ballots. How much does that impede what Bolsonaro might try to do?
Yeah, that's definitely high. I would say, however, as I mentioned, that he does have support in the Congress, and I think that while he will not get run the entire gamut and get everything done, with just some minor changes, I would say that even it would put Brazil on a more solid footing. If he doesn't get pension reform done, or he doesn't get some additional reform done, then Brazil would continue to grow at a very mediocre rate. But I think anything, honestly, Vani, is better than what we've seen over the past several years.
Kathryn, how much faith backs this market rally in Brazil? How long will investors give Bolsonaro? Will they give him enough time?
Sure, he has a honeymoon period. I think it could be short if he does nothing, right, if he squanders it. But definitely the market wants to see at least some cabinet nominations and some advancement toward some reform before potentially piling in. I will say, Vani, that I do have the Real rallying to 350 by year-end. That's my long-held call. We did call the Bolsonaro win. And I do think that once foreigners start to get comfortable again with the emerging market space, you're going to see money flooding into Brazil. The carry is high. The government now is market friendly. So I think if you get that institutional money, that dedicated money coming into Brazil, you will see further appreciation of the real.
Kathryn, if I believe that there is more upside still to come, and I've got on my screen here the electricity utility, the state-owned enterprise that it is currently, is that where I want to be hunting right now? These stocks have had an incredible run, but if they are to be privatized, if we are going to see more in terms of the government looking to exit, is that where I'm getting my biggest bang for my buck?
You absolutely do, Guy, because those state-owned entities, as you mentioned, will benefit from some amount of privatization. Perhaps he doesn't get as far as privatizing state oil giant Petrobras, but even some privatizations will be net positive for these companies. And that's why, as you mentioned, you've seen a lot of these state-owned entities jump proportionally more in price today because they say, oh man, we may be getting more efficiencies, the private sector could come in, invest properly, we'll get more bang for our buck. And I do think that you can get a premium over the sovereign with some of these SOEs.